All right. So thank you very much for your patience. I welcome everybody for today's introduction session about cyber security, especially its design based on the Saudi Arabia opportunities taking to the Vision 2030. Like, what are the possibilities are there if we're going to start a career as a cybersecurity specialist in Saudi Arabia? Because as we can see that the IT sector is a wider and there's a huge opportunity today time where we can create it if we've been part of in IT sector in Saudi Arabia. So Vision 2030 is completely different, which is defined based on the the parameter which is required to people to begin start the career. Based on that, where we have designed it. So how does it work? What are things has happened? We'll discuss in detail about that. All right. So I I want to tell you that what these webinar will give you it. What things you're going to achieve it. It will be like the financial goal where you can get it, like stabilities in your career. Growth is very important as we can see that. So these webinar will drive you towards all entire process with the job process as well as the practical scenarios. If you've been working as a practical sector, what are the tools and technologies are there? What are the areas we're going to cover? Okay. So I request everybody to be straight in, the last to get it, like the more benefit about this, as well as if you have any doubts during these webinars or if you have to, if you have any concern on this questions or anything, please feel free to ask. All right. So let's do start. Who we are. We are from the Tech Geek, is a registered company. We all over 16 countries we are giving the services with the training and services across different areas where we can see like it's now for vulnerability assessment. It can be for the pen testing. We're there for the network securities. We're there for the SOC operations, compliance. There's different audit systems are there. Like what are the evaluations of the different IT sectors, IT assets based on the external policies, where we have been there to help them out with the different process. So we there into empowering the business as well as in the industrial, requirement, what is needed. If you need to know like what are the clients, what are the services we do offer, so you can log into the techgeeks.co. You get the complete detail about the services. And if I talk about our address, which is located, is there in India, Hyderabad. We there from we have actually the multiple branches. One is in Australia, other in India. So the more operations will take care about India and Australia mostly. So we've been there into the wide expanding our project to the different countries. Based on the requirement, we have been planning to set up like different branches in different countries like United States, Canada, even into Middle East, Saudi Arabia and UAE we are planning in future, next 2 to 3 years. So this is how our services and the process where we have it. If I'll tell you what exactly the person who's talking to you, who's this guy behind the screen, right? My name is Sheikh Iftikhar. I've been cybersecurity expert with 12 years of experience working in designing, managing, and implementing different security solutions. I've been lead to the project for the government, bank, healthcare, and private sector in different areas. So my knowledge and skills and getting always focused on two things. One is cybersecurity solutions, the other is about the training. So I've trained over 10,000 professionals globally, and I'm passionate about empowering the people through comprehensive cybersecurity education, the solutions where they can make up the career. If I talk about my personal profile, like I'm a husband, father, hacker, gamer, sports fan, as well as the animal lover. If you want to reach out to me through the LinkedIn, so my LinkedIn profile is there, like where I usually post like the job related for queries, or it can be related to the about any updates, use cases about the cyber threat, how we can do the investigations and so on. So there are the several parameters that there were I've been working on. So if I'll say you that what is the process and how it will be designed. So this is designed with the professional way, how we design in Microsoft, Google, IBM. Based on that standard, the entire process we have designed it. Okay, taking into that priority. So I'm a certified trainer. So I've been done like different certifications like Security Plus, CISA, CISO, CISSP. So I've been like authorized trainer for worldwide and global services where this comes on it. So this is all about my profile. Before I go ahead further, I would like to take you to the like, what are the major areas are there, like how the people are like, faced or difficulties for getting a job. I will tell you the clear, idea about that. But before that, I would like to hear you guys from. My voice is clear, right? Everybody, just type in the chat yes quickly. Let's see that. I want everybody to just type quickly yes if you can see my screen and my voice is clear to everyone. All right. Perfect. Perfect. Quickly, quickly, quickly. Hadi, Janab, what we have the people here like Misab, Muhammad, someone with the I'm mobile. Okay. All right. All right. That's great. That's great. Everybody. Yes. Interaction level is very important. It's not like we just have connected and we listening, so we won't be able to get anything in that. All right. So Rashid, Mr. Rashid is an iPhone, I believe. Okay, that's great. You have done the reading. That will be a smart decision. All right, so quickly put your city, from which city you are there, which country you are there right now, or currently where you're staying. I want like because to focus on job areas, I want to know like the what like which is your country, like where you're from. Just quickly put that. Yeah, which city in Saudi Arabia, Hadi? I want you to know like which city there you're in Saudi Arabia. Jeddah, Al Khubar, perfect. All right. Okay. Quickly, everyone, I request you to put it in the chat. Misbah, India, and Rashid from Riyadh. Okay. That's absolutely fine. Perfect. That's fine. Thank you. Thank you very much. So, guys, let's understand. Like, what our focus, what we are trying to, like, elaborate about these webinars. There will be a several webinars are there. There will be a several classes will be there online. Like the people will take sessions. I'll take like you'll take. We know that that's a common thing. We do the different courses, right? But what is the benefit of doing anything? What is the target? What we are going to focus on it? It's all about once we done this, how are we going to get a job? That makes me like make us more important. What are the areas that will get in like more financial goods as well as the career wise. It's not just always as the financial but also the career. Where is your secure career? How important role is there? Well, I've been working in this industry while you've been start your career, like how important that you mean to be the people, right? Are you been the solutions for the problem or not? Like what is the problem they are facing and how we can be the solutions for their problem. That's a very important concept, right? To get a correct job. So we know that many people face the challenges when clearing an interview. That is the first step. If we want to start a career in IT sector, if we want to be in a part of an IT, there's a huge job areas where I'm gonna say that. But the important thing is that how a profile is that we good prepare for clearing an interview? Is that we good enough to focus on job areas or not? That's the most important part. So let me just give you some of the tips like how it works out. What are the use cases are there where the people face the challenges? Let me explain you that about that. Okay. So we know that many of people will get fail in interview because of lack of preparation. They do not have the proper preparations for the particular job areas where they're going to be get apply for it. What are the career level they're going to be get started? The first challenge where the people face is the lack of preparation. The second important thing is that when the people face about the interview anxiety, the many people are there like that they can't be able to interact with the people. They might may know something, but they won't be able to answer in the point of interview when they've been there on the board interviews, or they can be an individual interviews. If the interviewers start interacting, they won't be able to answer. That's the next question. The main challenge we'll see the people we're facing. The third important thing is the communication issues. That's again makes the people lack of clearing in interviews. That is very important. And the technically sounded, how the technical proficiency they have it in their profile, the resume. That's the most important, the things where see that. But not only this, but we know that there is a poor understanding of the job role, misalignment with the job expectations. The candidate are mistood about what is the job, what is the entire about these, how that focus on that, what are the advantages are there, lack of clarity to required skill set what they needed. So the people are not having the proper skill set based on the requirements. Lack of clarity. They never do the research, right? They never do the research how it can make them happy. What are the things that there while they're going at? They not have enough confidence while talking with the interviewer. This is the most challenges where the people will get less salaries in the job interviews, or also they get rejected many times for the particular job position. They might get hire you with the very basic role that will not suit us, that will not survive us for a longer time. People will get hired just with 3,000, 4,000 riyal, 5,000 riyal instead of 40,000, instead of 35,000, which are the possibilities that are there in the market today. But still, we're there into the small world. We have some box inside us, right? We never been getting out with that box. We just trap into certain things which is not possible for us. So we have to come out with that. We have to face that real world where it's getting changed. How the possibilities are there where the people will get a better job getting into, and how they can survive for the longer time. We're gonna see that all details about it. So we have designed the complete solutions for you to make focus for mastering the cybersecurity interview process, and also the skill set which is required for a job. Like when we are there on job, like how we're going to focus, what are the areas are there, what about the skill set we require, everything we're going to discuss on. So we know that when you've been there with the entire process, you've been a battlefield ready with the experience, how the tools will be there, the technique, the method that makes you to reach to the particular job. That's very important. But if you have a lack of skill set, if you're not prepared well, you don't know how to use the tools, you don't know how to work with that, we'll never be gonna get a success here, right? So you need to be a battlefield, you need to have a battlefield experience, when you're there on floor, when you're performing your activities, you've been there keen to get understand things, right? Perform things, whatever it has happened. So we've been there into managing those areas. We'll be getting exactly skill set, what we needed, how it can be help us for getting a better, job, a skill set, what is required. So if I'll show you, what are the things are there are the certain tools are there, right? The tools can be considered as Splunk, the Azure Sentinel, Jira, Shodan, VirusTotal, IBM QRadar, Wireshark. This is at the research market. With what are the people got a job in Saudi Arabia? What are the current market is there? How the job areas will be migrating on. Because today time, if you see, these are the tools which we need to have an experience. We need to work perfectly on this tool. You need to know how it's going to be work, what are the areas are there. So how it's going to be get achieved? We have designed the step-by-step process to get you a job. We're going to take you to the SOC training. This is one of the department in the cybersecurity. We call it the Security Operations Center. Security Operations Center is an operation team which are going to monitor everything, all the assets, 24/7, 365 days. There's an active team. They're going to see the activities, what has happens, what type of cyber attacks happen, how we're going to detect those attacks, how we're going to do the mitigations, what type of investigation steps will take it. That's a very important. So procedures and tools. We're going to get in a hands-on practical in real stock environment. We're gonna see what are the things that happen. How are we going to set up those things? What are the practical scenarios are there? So to gain industry insight with real-time process, we're going to discuss that. We're going to prepare you for the job interviews. We're going to make sure you to land a stock job successfully in Saudi Arabia. This is what the major target about these batch. Okay. We take very limited, almost we've been doing the webinar from the past 2 weeks. So we almost have many people in, those have already experienced the challenges and understand this is the issues where the people are facing on. So let me tell you that. What are the different roles are there in the stock? So when I talk about the different roles in stock, we have the level one support, that's our as a security specialist when we have been working. We have level two support where you've been there into the correlations, you've been there into defining the exact core areas. So that is based on your experience. Then level three specialization where you'll be there with the client and you've been getting manage a different team and so on. So as a security specialist, when we have been working, so we not there with the level one, but up to the level three, you've been going to get the training with this. That's how, the benefits you're going to get with this. Okay. So the level one, level two, level three, which we are going to discuss. Now, if I say you that, what is cybersecurity? Let's do understand about the subject first. So what is cybersecurity? How it works? As we know, cyber is nothing but internet. Security, when I talk about something we are protecting. Cybersecurity or the information security are the technology of protecting computers, networks, servers, programs, data from unauthorized access or attack the team for exploitation. So the cybersecurity is the process where the team gets involved in order to handle the different type of threat investigation process, and they've been going to take area of securing those assets from unauthorized access or attack when it is going to be happening. So there are the 40 plus different domain are there when we are discussing in cybersecurity. So there are the 40 plus different domain are there, but what exactly we are doing it, we have been going to work as the SOC analyst, the security operations center. So the main area what we are focusing about SOC. So before I go ahead, I would like to tell you that what is SOC, and we'll see some more detail about it. Okay. So if I'll say you, what is SOC, right? So here we see that the SOC, when we are talking about it, so the SOC team monitors sign of cyber attack, any type of it. It is malware attack, it can be phishing attack, it can be unauthorized access, it can be any type of injections or whatever it may be. So the SOC monitor for the cyber attack, if anything unusual happens, that can be such as unusual login, strange pattern in the network traffic, or anything seems that is out of the ordinary, that can be an asset, right? So once they spot the potential threat, they jump into the action. They've been investigation, they do the investigation and they stop bad guys doing this, causing harm. It means the SOC team going to monitor the cyber threat attack. When they spotted something, they investigate, they stop that harm to the organization. So there are the different assets. Assets means, as we know, there are organizations run on the different assets. There will be a several asset lists out there. So these asset lists, if I'll say that, where the business operations are scattered. So we can see that the endpoints are nothing but where it can be considered as a workstations, desktops. It can be considered as laptop, computers. All those can be considered as the endpoints, right? Mobile phones, smartphones, IoT devices. We have the several network devices. So routers, switches, firewalls, load balancers. All this will be considered as the network devices. Then we have the servers. The servers can be physical server. We have virtual servers. We have the cloud servers. That's the power of it, right? We have applications. So there are the several applications where the business runs. like in-house applications, third-party applications, web applications, and so on. So we have the databases, we have like cloud services, we have IAM regularities, we have the different type of regularity compliance that can be considered as HIPAA, GDPR, PCI DSS, like data protection laws. Like example in Saudi Arabia, we have SAMA. If you're aware about that, the SAMA is the authorizations which have been taking care of the security for the band. Have you ever heard about the SAMA? Is there anybody? Just a name. I'm not like, I don't want you to know like all the features, but I want to know like, have you ever heard about the SAMA? Anyone?
Yes.
Just type in the chat, yes, if you can. Exactly. So what exactly the SAMAs are there? Like, for what are the banking sectors are there? What are like, the payment processes happens, right? So those are the team are there. Like, they have a certain framework. So their framework is required to the compliant about the risk management. They've been into the compliance management. They're into like, taking care of the different assets, different process. So they have been designed like, incident management reports, security monitoring systems, like, there are the different areas are there where they've been made it the same like how does it possible, what are the areas that take like what are the security things that happen. So that is are the major areas are there, right? The regularity compliance according to the Saudi Arabia, if we focus on it, the Samba will be the major part like where we have decided on. Now, here, if you can focus on this, like, we protecting this asset, right? So when we protect this asset, like, how does this happen, right? What are things that happen? So the SOC are going to prepare things with something like that. We have a tool called a SIM. SIM is nothing but is a security monitoring tool, right? We're going to monitor all the activities happens on the asset. So we call it security information event management. The SIM tool are going to collect the data from these assets. That can be endpoints, that can be network devices, that can be the servers, that can be the applications, that can be the databases, that can be the cloud services, that can be anything. Like, there are there are many assets out there. So we are collecting the data from these assets in the form of events and logs, and these data will send to the SIM. What does the SIM will do it? Like how does it work? So SIM will see any type of alert whenever the malicious activities happens. Malicious like anything can be a threat, anything can be a like the cyber attack or any activities that can harm the organization's assets. So if these activities happen, we'll get an alert. That is how the SIM tools are there. Now, before I go ahead, I would like to just introduce what is this tools and how does it work. What are the areas are there? Let's understand that. So this is one of the tool where I can say, let me just put this tool here. Okay. So here we can see that, like, this is the SIM tool where you can see that. This SIM tool is called as the IBM Curator. So these are going to collect the data from the different type of events, right? Different type of activities happen. So we are the security specialists. When we have been working, we're going to collect the data from these multiple assets, and these assets are going to give us a report about if anything goes malicious. So we're gonna see that there are the different type of frameworks, different type of like the dashboards are there. We have the offenses, like what are the offenses happen, what type of the cyber attack is happening, like how those offenses can be there. We're going to see. We get the different type of the log activities. We're going to collect the data from multiple sources. So these logs are going to get us the detail about the activities which is happening on the particular asset. So what type of activities happens? What type of data is there? What type of the informations are there? So all those informations we are going to collect it in the form of logs and events. All right. So this is where we can see that the network activities we have it, assets we have there, the different type of assets we can see that. So these assets will give a different type of reports, like last 3 days what happens, last 7 days what happens, whatever. So there are the different type of the filters where we need to apply here, as it's like it's not connected to the corporate network. That's the reason where I can be able to like just manage this. Okay. So the admin versions, there are a lot of things out there where we can see that. Not only this, but also we have some tools, right? You can say that this is the Splunk. This is one of the most demanded tool again. So all the security, like, especially if I talk about the Riyadh Bank, if I talk about the security in FTC, in security in, like, Mobili, like, there are the different companies out there, which is globally, if I talk about, especially in Saudi Arabia, they'll have to be get on board their access to the Splunk because this is a Cisco product now. Cisco has purchased Splunk and everybody want to be in a part of Splunk. So they've been getting migrate all the services to Splunk. So it is quite interesting and quite easy a way to get understand things what happen. I would like to give you one use case here. Okay, let's understand this use case. Then I'll show you the practically how we can focus on that area. So guys, let me just give you one example here. Okay, let me show you that. See guys, imagine a situation. We got one malicious, like, where we say that we got one malicious URL. Imagine a situation. We got one malicious URL as in phishing attack, right? When we are working to the bank or we are working somewhere. So we got it one phishing attack. Through phishing attack, we got one malicious website. Now list of users. In fact, this users is a this users are belongs to the different department. That can be HR department, that can be like accounts department, right? That can be as a finance department, right? There are the finance department, or we can see that these are from let's imagine them some are from ID department and so on. So these users have clicked to this phishing website, URL. There are some phishing URL they have clicked it. Now there are many users have visited. Now we as a security specialist, we need to list the users who visited, right? Who visited to this malicious URL. That's very important. We have to see that what are the users have visited, and we have to take an action to block these URL into our firewall, as well as we need to set up like different rules for the user. We need to create a user awareness training, and we need to detect these machines, and we need to scan those machines, right? By using like advanced antivirus tools like EDR, like we have something like antiviruses and so on, right? Those are the areas where we have to see it here. So let me just give you example, the list of malicious URL. And the URL, like the malicious URL can be considered as the virus we are contained in that can be considered as something called as a buttercupsgames.com. Let me just consider that is as a malicious URL here. Okay. So first thing is that I'll just try to focus on this. I'll try to give you an example here. So have a look on this. Don't worry about that what I'm typing. This is called as a query. Okay. We're going to see that. Okay. So I'm going to take one use case. So my index is test. I'm going to take the source type. The source type is for the web applications, like whatever we have it. And here we have, okay. So this is the URL. Let me take first. So here we got all the information about this. So first I'll go to the particular domain here. So that is the buttercupschemes.com, as I said you that. So this is a buttercupschemes.com where the people have click on this link and they went it to that. Okay. So I want just a buttercupschemes.com. So referral domain, I want to see that. So I'm pulling the different data that's required about parsing all the informations, whatever we get it. Okay. So here we got this. And from here, I need to see what are the user have been. The stats count, the client IP, and refer domain. So this is the user who went to that. Okay. So here we can see that the list of users who went to the particular area. So here we have some informations about what are the IP addresses we have it and where the user have visited here. So this is the buttercupskills.com, where the user have visited, and this is one. What are the locations are there, right? Let me say you the locations here. So I can say that I can trace that location by using a command called as an IP location for all the client IP here. So I can be able to see all the client IPs from where they have been coming, what are the areas are there. Here you can see that this can be mapped. They are from United States, Austrian, lockdowns, so they are the different areas where this IP addresses is belongs to it. So we can do the different type of the visualizations to this data for taking the proper the security space, right? Now how we can get these data, what are these clutter map, how those informations are there, what are those users can be mapped. There are a lot of information where we can gather the footprint, we can gather about the data that related to the, what are the URL they have collected, all those information. So the SIM tools are there to detect the different type of activities. We can administrate different things like extension management, log, security policies, profiles, authentications, authorization services, telnet, and so on. So there are the huge data we are going to collect it, and these data we are going to be work on it. This is how the SOC environment are going to be work. This is how the area of securities where we can see that. Okay. So guys, I want you to understand the same scenario as a SOC analyst when we have been working. So what area of operations we are doing it here. So it means whenever the incident happens or any attack happens, we're going to get this alert, we're going to investigate. So there are the different steps are there. We're going to discuss that in detail. We're going to do the incident response and we're going to close that. So there are how those incident happens, what are the assets are there, what are the criticality level of this incident. It can be high, medium, low. So it is designed based on the CIA triad, like confidentiality, integrity, and availability that can be related to the, the devices, applications, computers, networks, physical security, as well as the policies here. So this is a very important concern when we talk about it. So what does the SOC team will do it? The SOC team is there to monitor the alert from the SIM tool. They're going to analyze the alert. They're going to decide whether it's a legitimate or bad. If it is a legitimate, they're going to ignore it. If it is a bad, they're going to take an action. So it may happen from different areas that could be correct related to inside attack. That is might be an internal threat. So we'll stop team to doing the bad activities. Example today, we have seen the malicious activities happen. A user have clicked to the some URL. So this is how the SOC team will do it. The SOC analyst, if I talk about it, the SOC analyst will focus on monitoring the entire asset. That can be the applications, that can be the website, that can be the database, it can be anything. So we're going to monitor that, we're going to detect that, we're going to investigate and respond to the cyber threat. That's how it's works. We're going to see what type of activities they're performing, what type of the process they are doing it. As a security specialist, we get the data from multiple systems, multiple data sets, and we as a security specialist going to detect that and investigate on those areas here. So SOC analyst, what type of alert comes? So there are the different type of alerts are there. These alerts that related to the phishing attack, that can be related to the man in the middle attack, that can be happens between the communication chain. DDoS attacks again, that can be a possibilities are there, where the users can be get it. SQL injections, so malicious code injections can be happen. So there are the multiple database can be get injected. We have zero-day exploit, ransomware attack, where the people are going to attack on the using the ransomware and demanded certain ransom to be get paid. So malware can get demands to pay the ransom, restore the access control that can be happen. Cross-site scripting, we can see the drive-by download and so on, right? This is how the cyber attack can come. And if I talk about it, when you go for an interview, right, they're going to ask you the questions based on this simple way. Straight away, they're going to ask you, are you the experienced or not? are you can be able to provide the solutions for the problem or not. Example, they're going to ask you in a real-time scenario interview basis, like describe the scenario where you have successfully identified or mitigate any potential threat or not. They're going to tell you that, can you explain how you can handle any type of, like, the cyber attack if it is happens in the SOC environment? What is the false positive? What is the true positive? What are, like, incident response process are there? What are, like, environment where we can detect an incident, we can do the containment, we can respond to that. They're going to ask you. They're going to see, like, how you can perform the root cause analysis for those incidents happen. They're going to ask you what are the steps you take to handle the ransomware attack in the enterprise environment, which is very important. So we, as a security specialist, we're going to answer this question. There are many students who have done the training with us, right? They are working for these top companies. Even these companies are available in Saudi Arabia, and they're going to get an access. I must say one thing. You can go ahead and see the research about that. Saudi Arabia recently announces, for coming January, it's coming August, I believe, right? They don't want to outsource any cybersecurity process. They're never gonna make it any cybersecurity process outside Saudi Arabia. They want all the project to be inside the Saudi Arabia. What are the vendors are there which are doing the operations? Let's say that TCS. TCS taking care of the security of Saudi Arabia from India. Let's take example. It's like, no, we can't give you a project in India. If you have your setup in Saudi Arabia, then only you're going to get the project. Now, when the companies comes to the Saudi Arabia, they're not going to hire people from India. They'll take only the main people from India to Saudi Arabia. But most of the team, like 200, 300 people, which they need for the operation, they're going to hire from India, from Saudi Arabia. That is the one important thing. The second, all these companies, not only if I talk about related to the for project which is taking care in Saudi Arabia for TCS, but entire organizations, they are coming from US, Australia, Canada, even from the people are other region, Europe countries, they are taking care of security. They are coming back to Saudi Arabia. That's very important. And if you want to be a part of this, many of my students, right, they're working into these industries. They have taken an advantage. They have been into these organizations now. I would like to just share their experience, what they have achieved with this training, how this training for them. I would like to just play some videos for them. The experience for you to get understand about that. How does it works? What are the things that happens, right? One minute.
Hi, I'm doing the cybersecurity course with Tech Geek, and it's an amazing, very informative and practical.
I request you to respond that. Are you able to hear the video, guys? Is that the video is audible to you guys?
Course, I found that not only am I gaining knowledge, but also
Perfect. Thank
doing
you.
practical steps that would be applicable in the job. And I highly recommend it. The tutors as well as the consultants have been very, very responsive and very accommodating for every life event. So I do recommend that you take this course. Okay.
Shout out to Iftikhar at Tech Geeks. It was a great experience. Worth every penny that I spent. Fully hands-on. Had assistance the whole time throughout the experience. Very in-depth, in detail. Helped me with building my resume, and throughout the job application process, I was assisted throughout. And just great experience. Thanks.
Hello everyone, my name is Waliu. I'm a former student of Tech Geek Institute in Hyderabad. Hello everyone, my name is Waliu. I'm a former student of Tech Geek Institute in Hyderabad, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. I got to know about Tech Geek Institute on Facebook. I saw their ads on Facebook and I picked their phone number and I reached out to one of their coordinators who helped me with registration and making payments. I started in January 2023 and I finished in May 2023. What I can say about Tech Geek is, to me, to be honest, it's a very good place for you to learn about cybersecurity, especially for people that are new in the field who is looking to break into cybersecurity. Tech Geek is a place where they will teach you from basic to the advanced. I didn't really know much about cybersecurity when I joined Tech Geek, and I was able to learn from the basic until the advanced level. All the lecturers there and the coordinators they are always ready to help. They always listen to their students in terms of questions and concerns. If you have any questions and concerns, once you reach out to any of the lecturers, they are always willing to help on time. And I would highly recommend Tech Geek to anyone who is looking to break into the field, because after the whole program, they also help with resume preparation and they also connect with employer. And so if you're looking to break into the field, it's a place where I would highly recommend. As a matter of fact, after my own program, I also recommended a friend who is currently doing a program with them now. And I also have a lot of people who were asking me about how their program is, and they are also willing to.
Training cybersecurity with Sheikh sir was an eye-opening experience for me. The instructor were very knowledgeable and approachable, making complex concept understandable. I now feel very confident in protecting myself and my organization from cyber threats. The hands-on lab were invaluable, giving real-world experience. Highly recommended. Thanks Tech Geek and thanks Sheikh sir.
All right. So thank you very much, everybody, who have given the exposure. This is what, the experience of my existing people. There's hundreds of videos, thousands of people are there with me, who are the part of it and they have been made at the channel here. So this is the opportunities where we talk about it, when we have been going for this part. So what is the big challenge where the people get faced for landing a job? So I know, which we have cracked with the 3 steps, the challenge where the people face, lack of requirement and skill set and tools knowledge. The cybersecurity requirement knowledge for the SIM tools that required incident response, network security, cloud security concepts. Many beginners struggle to get a job in that. That is one of the big problem where the people face it. The second important thing is that where they're not been struck with the interview. They don't know what to and how to crack this interview. So we have the blueprints, right from your self introduction to the technical discussions, which make you the confident with practical scenarios and also getting prepare you to clear your interview, right? So many candidates fails to make an impact when they go to the self introduction due to lack of confidence. They don't know the real world of security scenarios. They might be doing the certification. They have the Security Plus. They have CompTIA. They have CSA. They are EC Council certification. But the main areas about it, the real practical, the real area, how we're gonna clear interview. That's most important. Certifications are standards, but getting into the more brush up with the skill required is very important. So overcome with experience, hiring barrier with the smart strategies we have designed, which focus you to get a job in this area. This is what the major concern, what we have designed about. Okay. So if you ask me, what are the requirements to become a security specialist? Is that you need to have a technical knowledge, you need to know programming language. You don't need to have any programming language. The second important thing is that you don't need to have a more technical background, like you're from the computer science background. No, Today, the people are there from my, from my perspective view, we can say that the people in Saudi Arabia straight away, they're from non-technical background. They are just graduate. They have done this course. They're into the industry before. They're now getting around 30,000 riyal per month. These are the possibilities are there. More than that, this is at the beginning, which I'm saying you. 30, 35, 40, 45 real packages. Also, the people are getting on who got trained from us, stated. The people who are getting trained from us. All companies want to secure the data, as you know that. They need the right solutions. They need the right security person, right, can design and take care of the entire security system. That's very important. The global job marketing training with high paying salaries like Australia, US, Canada, India, Saudi Arabia, Saudi Council, if you can go ahead and see that the opportunities are huge. Like, even if I talk about the Dubai, Oman, Bahrain, everywhere, the entire areas hiring the global positions with the cybersecurity, and this is trending to high paying scale area. Salaries are very huge here, right? Now, if you ask me, what we're going to do with this course, like what we're going to learn, we're going to do these live sessions. We're going to start from networking, everything from scratch. You don't need to have any knowledge, right? You know how to use the computer, that's good enough. So we're going to discuss from the networking. You're going to discuss about the SOC, everything what you need as a SOC carrier if you're getting clear. You're also getting is the cloud security and also the interview preparations. And along with that, we especially focus you for the SAMA framework while using the compliance, which we're going to discuss how the SAMA compliance can be designed, what are the requirements are there, what are the area of experience they've been looking onto it. So where we're going to discuss. Now also you're getting some benefit here. You're getting some video-based course that can be considered as the ethical hacking. This is where we can see that the ethical hacking lab you get. You're also getting it web pen testing, the VAPD, where we can apply the wave pen testing on the applications, which you're going to be discussed at in the practice. Now, apart from that, if I'll say that, the tools areas. So these are the tools we're going to discuss: Splunk, IBM QRadar, Azure Sentinel, Wireshark, Zira, Threat Intelligence, Threat, Rapid7. All these are the practical. Even the networking areas also you're going to discuss, most of it while using the Cisco packet, where I'm going to explain you everything in detail about that. All right. So these are the areas which are going to cover it. Now, if I'll tell you that, what is the course price, like how it will be this? If you're targeting to get a salary of 20 to 25,000 riyal per month, this is a very minimum skill, guys. Believe me, once you got a proper skill set, it will be beyond this. So if you're focusing this mastering blueprint should be taken into your plan. Let me tell you that what is the price of actual this course. SOC Analyst course values with 1,000 riyal. Cloud security, which are going to be a part of 800 riyal again. We have ethical hacking, the complete lab setup, which is 600 riyal. And if I talk about the web pen testing, which is 750 riyal. So interview preparation, special documents like professional CVs and all, people will pay 150 to 500 riyal to us, to make the professional resume. We are there to design your resume without any kind of modifications. You have to just give your sample resume, 1 year photograph, the entire things which have been going to do by our team in India, right? We give you the complete professional according to the Saudi standard, that highly designed resumes, right? So the entire course values, right, where we can see including the interview material, which is 180 to 500 riyal, where the people pay. So the total value of this course is 3,480 riyals. This is what the price. But we're not going to charge you this. You will be getting this entire course with the limited offer, just 1,200 riyal. You have to just pay 1,200 riyal in order to go ahead and do this complete course. This is a 3-month course. Sunday to Thursday, we have this session. We're going to have Thursday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 4 days in a week. 4 days in a week, approx 1 to 1.5 hours we're going to spend it, and that's good enough. I don't want you to take it into the different way. I want to get you to talk on straight away what you require. Now here also we have one option here. You can save more 200 riyal. If you're paying on spot 1000 riyal, you'll be getting saved 200 riyal here for the batches. Like, whatever this going at. For this batch, we have the offer. Next batch, we don't know what is that offer is. Maybe we will not get start according to the Saudi Arabia standard, but it will be a general standard. Now, these jobs, these batch, especially focus on KSA market and KSA requirements. What are the skill set is there? So you can save up to 200 riyal paying 1000 riyal on one time, right? If you're going for the payment, one time payment, 1000 riyal, you get complete access. 3 months access, all the videos, as well as whatever we do, all sessions get recorded, you'll get video access also. It's not just we are going at live. Sometimes you might miss the session, sometimes you may get some emergency. So for that, for the same day, you have a video access. You can watch that video and the next class you can ask me what you face the difficulties here. This is where we are going ahead, and you can convert in your region. People pay in India around 35,000 INR, right? Rupees, 30 to 35,000. But this is a very good offer where you're going to get, if you're paying 1,000 riyal, it approx 23,000 rupees. That's very less. The salary, if you call in Indian currency, will be around 4 lakhs to 4.5 lakhs per month if you've done perfectly. Beyond, if you're going it's up to 6 lakhs, 7 lakhs, 8 lakhs, 10 lakh also the people are getting it. As I said, you 35 to 40,000 real also where the people get. So the 4 to 5 lakhs minimum you get a package of per month. With this, the step you have to take it. What happens? One day one guy came and said to many people, I have one plan. Let's discuss that. So out of 100 people, only 2 people came there. There was 100 people. He said that I have one plan. Let's go ahead and communicate today. I'm conducting a meeting in my room. So everybody have ignored him. How it will be a billionaire plan. I don't want to be a part of this. So only 2% reached there to his room. And now is the Facebook, like Mark Zuckerberg. The Mark Zuckerberg offer 100 people, only 2 people reached. And now the 2 people are billionaire. They're the co-founder of Facebook, The decisions are very important. So taken decisions if you want to change real scenarios. This is what has happened. So why? Because today's time, market is different. If you not get upgrade, you'll be back. Many people are the freshers, you've been working, let's say that we have seen the use cases. One guy has been there in Saudi Arabia almost nearly 15 years back. He came and is working with just 8,000 riyal. And is one of the nephew who have done the course with me, with us, and worked for some 1 year in India. And he came back to the Saudi Arabia. He came to the Saudi Arabia and cracked an interview of 22,000 riyal in cybersecurity. See, he's been working since 15 years just with 10,000 riyal, and his nephew, who just passed out in 2022 and started doing some job and came to the Saudi Arabia and started doing the interview, and he's got 22,000 riyal salary. These are the things is happening in the market. So I want you to be taking right decision. If you want to be a part of these, I want you to take it correct decisions right away. Because the security is the current and next big market if you have it. So this is all about the process. If you have any doubts or anything, you can reach to us with this. You can see my number, even you have the consultant number, right? Those is given you. So if you have anything, please feel free to ask me. If you have any questions with regards to the training, or you have anything in your mindset, you want to clear it, just give me a quick response to that. Hadi, Janab, Muhammad, Misbah, Rashid, explain, anyone. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me.
Yeah, this is Rashid with you.
Yeah, Rashid.
Okay, after the course, any placement assistance here in Saudi Arabia?
100%. We're going to guide you with the entire process, like how the job areas will be there, what are like, the approach level will be there. What we're going to show you, right? With the LinkedIn profile, we have a specialized team who are going to optimize your LinkedIn profile with this catching with the cybersecurity jobs, in especially the Saudi Arabia.
Okay.
Okay. We're going to connect you with a
Oh.
lot of like, HRs in LinkedIn, which have been
Mm-hmm.
hiring the people in Saudi Arabia. So that is also be managed with the professionally, right? Because we know like how the market, it's just about, I can tell you one thing. There are many
Mm-hmm.
people at the recruiter team, which we have, the placement system, which we have it in India. They work for like, United States, they work for United Kingdom. Like, there are the different areas where they have an experience, which is going to give you a good area of experience, which can help you out to get whatever needed for the job area.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is how it will be there. Very soon we are going to start the batch. Mostly like, we are planning for 10th or 12th July. We're going to start the first batch. So if you want to be a part of it, let us know and then we can start it. Yeah.
Hello, Assalamu alaikum. Iftikhar.
Walaikum salam. Yes.
Hello.
Yes, yes. I can hear you. Please go ahead.
Uh, what time? What time the class time?
Class time which we are planning is 9:30 p.m. Saudi Arabia time. KSA 9:30.
Oh,
9:30 to 10:30.
okay.
Yeah. And
Okay,
that is
thank you.
Sunday to Thursday.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Is there any questions
And
from anybody else?
one
Yeah,
more
please.
thing, this payment in real or Indian rupees?
See, we'll give you the detail, the bank details, right? You can go ahead and you can use the different area, like you have the D360 payment option, and you have like I think can you tell me that what are the payment modes can be there in Saudi Arabia?
No, actually, I would like to pay from India, from PhonePe or Google Pay.
That is also fine. You can like pay through that as well.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So
Okay, bye.
is there? Yeah. Thank you very much. Is there anything anyone else have any question? Please feel free. So I have one question from Misbah. Let me answer that. Can we move from facility management to a SOC with any problem during this interview? See, I'll tell you, Misbah. Like, it's all about like, we have to inform them, we have to impress them with the interview skill set. That's the very important. So there's no problem. Many people have migrated the services that will help us, like, to build a security career. That won't be a problem. I'll tell you, there is a proper approach we are there. We'll guide you what are those steps and what, because we have to take step here. That's most important. Yes, Mohammed. I think you have some question. Yeah, please go ahead, Mohammed.
Okay. Hello, hi.
Yeah, hi. I can hear you.
Yeah, actually, I just have one question. Like, to be a SOC analyst, like, how much the information and the knowledge of the networking or infrastructure should a person have? Like, suppose if we compare, you can say a non-IT persons with those who have like CCNA or CCN, good information about that networking and infrastructure. And I believe like
Yeah,
they
yeah.
will
I'll
be
tell
spending.
you.
They
Yeah,
will be.
yeah. Like
I
regarding
actually
the
just
timing, yeah. Sorry. Yeah, please you complete, then I'll talk. No problem. Sorry. Yeah, please go ahead. So first question is that you have to know about the networking concept, and second question you were saying something about the timing. Please go ahead. Yes, please.
yes. Hello.
Yeah, yeah. I can hear you.
Mr. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Hello.
Yes, I can hear you. Please go ahead, Mohammed.
Yeah, Mr. Mehta, I was asking that some guy is working like in facility management for like 5 years, last 5 years in as electrical maintenance engineer. And suddenly if he move for a SOC analyst and he'll go and appear for the interview, won't the client ask that why after 5 years you are changing from this facility management to this SOC analyst? So what reply we would give? Even after doing the courses in SOC, having some knowledge, background knowledge of the cyber security and the networking, won't be asking won't those clients will be asking this candidate that for what you worked there in the for 5 or 6 years in facility management. Before that, you worked as a network engineer, whatever.
Very good. Yeah. See, that's a good question. I'll tell you that because cybersecurity have a lot of consultant jobs. You can crack this question by saying that offering the consultant services, and we are there here to offer you if it is required because we want to help the people with out of the box. If it is required, you require some references. If you require some acknowledgement letter from us, you have done some consulting services with us, so you've been helped out different consulting process with us. So we can give you one acknowledge letter, and that will be validated for verifications or anything when it just comes for the job areas.
That is a big issue. If someone is a freshers 2 3 years experience, that will be okay. But if someone is having he worked because I'm just giving an example of myself. In India, I worked in a telecom field for 2.5 years. Then I came to Saudi Arabia, worked as a facility management engineer. Then again I moved back to India, I worked as a network admin. Then again I came back to India. I work as a facility management engineer again in
Yeah,
the electrical field.
this is what where we are there to give you the right direction and the support which is needed while you've been going for an interview. What are the things are there? What are because we have 10,000 plus use cases. We know how the things is happen. We are aware about the market, we are aware about the resources or requirements. So the people who are having the right skill set and the people who can crack the technical part, right? This job will get into the three areas. One is first HR, first is the interview filtering job. The people will call you and ask you about these are the things where can you explain us your profile, what you have done so far, and everything about it. The next comes the technical round. So they set up the technical round. When the technical is got cleared, they transfer to the HR round. HR round will do the all the salary negotiation and everything. This is how the format are there. So the three parts, how we can clear, we're going to guide you that all things in detail.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah,
That makes
the process which you're telling me is same which happens in India. It is for the technical interview, then the HR they negotiate the salary. That's all. But
yes. Yeah.
that is in India in the technical they will ask this type of question, and they asked me also in India when I appeared for the admin network
Yes.
admin that you in the telecom, then you leave the telecom and again go to Saudi Arabia. Again you came back to Saudi Arabia. Again you're coming for a network admin job.
Yeah.
That is the thing.
Yes. Yes. See, these have been the use cases. What I'm saying you, if you're shifting your career from other industry, obviously the question will be there, and how smartly you answer, how convenient you answer, that is the right way, right? So for that only we are here to help you out.
Okay. And the second thing I want to know is that you mentioned some tools, right? The tools through which we use the analysis of SOC as a SOC analysis of the attacks. These tools, how we are going to use these tools online, because these are the directly in the labs.
I'll tell you. We're going to set up the lab for these tools, right? For Splunk, IBM Curator, Rapid7, Azure Sentinel, Wireshark. We're going to do this all the practicals, and we're going to set up these tools to get you understand what are the things that happen, how those tools can work. All those areas we're going to explain you in detail about it. So we're going to do the practical on this. We're going to guide you how to set up lab, and then practical will be there.
Because Mr. Iftihar, I know about the Wireshark and the Nmap, because Wireshark are the real world scenario. They directly capture the packet from the network. So this I want to know. If you set the lab in my laptop only, I can just set up this Wireshark, install the Wireshark, and connect to any network and monitor the network activity, means the packet movement of the packets from different systems. So this we will be doing it online when connected to you, or you will be doing it.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you. See, suppose I'm teaching you the Wireshark here. Let's imagine a situation. Let me just open Wireshark here. Let me launch that in Experience so you get a clear idea. Let me share the screen. Give me 1 minute. I'm sharing the screen. Is that my screen is visible? Just give me acknowledge if
Not yet. Yeah.
no.
Yes.
Yeah,
Now it's
visible, right? So here we see that, right? This is the Wireshark where we have it. So what first we'll do the installations part. Then I'm being going to guide you, like how we can investigate. If I want to see the protocol hierarchies, like in that, if I want to filter only the particular traffic here. So how we can filter those traffic, what type of the protocol we use. If I want to see the DNS, if I want to see multi-broadcasting, if I want to see like something about the TCP here, the transmission control protocol, right? I can select that. If you want to see like how the three-way handshake happens, right? What is this part? If you ask me like I'm gonna take you about what does the encryption setups happen, like transport layer security. If I'll say that like how this setup is happens, what area of this three-way handshake, what is this transport layer security, how does like the random number, TLS version, like what is the ciphering suit, everything, all those details are there in this, right? So I'm going to give you a step-by-step process with this lab, right? Where we are going to set up this lab first. It's not just we start the practical. First, we'll set up this lab and then we're going to like, do the practical sessions, which get you understand everything what is needed. Even we set up the Splunk, IBM QRadar, Azure Sentinel. We onboard all the missions. We'll see the threads, and even there's the cloud-based systems also we're going to create it. So it's not just with the SOC operations, but also we are covering a part of cloud security in this session, which give you the more idea about it. Okay.
okay. Acha, one more thing. From this geek from your organization, you will provide the certificate. What about the international certificate?
Yeah, if you're going for
recognized
the
means,
if you're going for the global certifications like CompTIA or CS or CSS,
that is the
complete
first
mentors.
yes, the first basic certificate for the cybersecurity, CompTIA.
Yes,
So for this, after taking this course, can we go ahead for the CompTIA, or you take some other material, some other deep dig
yeah.
into this security to take the CompTIA
I'll
exam?
tell you. Before I answer this, may I know your good name, please?
Misbah.
Misbah. Okay, so you joined with the other mobile. Okay, no problem. So Misbah, I'll tell you. Yeah, all right, man. So Misbah, this see what happens. This course is not designed to clear you a certification. Okay, this course is designed to get you the skill set on the real scenario, the live scenarios, right? But if you're going for the certifications, we have the mentorship. We give you like resources. We can guide you, which is the best for you. What is like in the complete life cycle we're going to give you. What certifications you do every year, right? Complete area with all the like resources required for that. So this is the mentorship where I can give it with our services. But if you ask me how this course can help you to clear your CompTIA Security Plus, even the people have taken an advantage of CISSP. It's not just a CompTIA Security Plus, but CISSP. So it means like 80% of skill set what is required. Because the cybersecurity is a part of information security and data security. That's the most important part. So that will help you out to get understand everything what is needed for that. That is how we're going to answer that.
Just 1 minute.
Yeah,
Even I have one YouTube free video for the CompTIA Security Plus. Even though I already watch all the videos, so I have basic knowledge of CompTIA Security Plus. I didn't make certification, but if you watch that one, it will be beneficial also.
Yeah, yeah. Rashid,
because
there's a lot
in the
of,
real world, I'm telling you,
yeah,
because
Rashid, what
what
happens?
I want to say
There
is
are
that
there are the multiple resources are available, like open
Mhm,
resources, even the consigned resources which can help you to clear your interview. That is
mhm,
also job or exam approach when you're going for the CompTIA or any
mhm,
certifications when you're going ahead will give you that resources correctly, and that
mhm,
can help you because once you get the skill set to clear
mhm,
the real scenarios, right? Certifications can
mhm.
be based on that standard. Obviously, you're going to get the benefit with that.
Because in the Mr. Far in the real, I have a networking knowledge, but most of the company, even you have the networking knowledge, they will ask for the CCNA, CCNP, Cisco certification.
Mm-hmm.
You will
Yes,
prove
yes.
to them, that, "Yo, give me the problem, and I will troubleshoot for you right now." But even after that, they'll ask for the certification, Go certification from Cisco. Are you CCNA? Are you CCNP? Or are you CCIE? They go for that. That is
Mm-hmm. That is the problem, right? Yeah, it depends, right? Yeah, all right. Any other questions if
Yes.
anybody have?
Working as a Windows administrator,
Mm-hmm.
Active
Mhm,
Directory admin.
Mm-hmm.
So
mhm,
I am also working in MNC, ExxonMobil. It's oil company, I think so. Okay, but the problem is when I most of the time I switch to the another domain, the market salary is down compared to the this company. That's why last 6 7 years I just working here only, but it's contract based. So if I switch to the cybersecurity SOC L1, I can only apply for the L1, right?
You can go up to the level three. The training which we are designing is advanced up to the level three. Up to level one, level two, I can say guarantee you can get it. Level three, it all
Mm-hmm.
depends upon your technical expertise. You know, that's we
Mm-hmm.
can say that because that is at the
Okay,
proven
client
but
experience.
most of
client
the
facing the
most
client facing role
uh,
will be there for that. Yeah.
okay, most of the LinkedIn job requirement and in Google I search in Byte and some other jobs website. It's asking 2 to 3 year experience for even L1. If
Yes.
I so- some modification if I done in the CV for the last 2 years or something, uh,
You've been
I
see,
can do like that also.
Rashid, I'll tell you, you can add up to 6 years of experience with this training. I can guarantee you.
Mm-hmm.
Because once you come and
Mm-hmm.
experience with us, right, you will understand,
Mm-hmm.
how we have designed this and how it can help you out, how we can manage things, right? It's all
Mm-hmm.
above the advanced. We talk about the assets, we talk about asset
Mm-hmm.
criticalities, we talk about the
Mm-hmm.
risk management, we talk about the
Mm-hmm.
compliance requirement as well as the audit process. How the
Mm-hmm.
evaluations can be happens on the IT asset, what type of the policies are there, when it just comes to the IM policies, we have
Mhm. Basic
identity
knowledge I already
access.
make, and I
Uh,
actually very looking for the Splunk because one of
yeah.
my colleague he joined in STC. He's given me the path and he give some videos. So I
Hmm.
completed CompTIA Security Plus, try hack me
Hmm.
like that. Real world also I try.
Hmm.
Some tickets I open and close, but I need Splunk clearly and I need to
See,
update my CV.
basic to
So
advanced.
I don't want to study Splunk little. So I need a
No, 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 no. It is
good
all
way. That's
advanced.
why.
All tools, whatever we are covering, that's not
Mm-hmm.
just an introduction. From basic to
Mm-hmm.
advanced, where you can be able to create the dashboard, will you be able to understand things like what are the company involved, how
Mm-hmm.
the incident happens, how we can onboard the different missions, how we can
Yeah.
collect the data from multiple sources to the Splunk, and what are type
Okay.
of indexes are there, what are the timelines are there. So ins and outs,
Mm-hmm.
all the operations, whatever we do with the Splunk, you're going to get that in
Mm-hmm.
detail about it.
Mm-hmm. And you have real time tickets also for
See,
practicing.
I'll tell you, we have the use cases, but it's not the use cases based on real scenario, but it's not
Mm-hmm.
real directly coming from company because this is just confidential, right? Every company have
Mm-hmm.
their own assets and the process. We deploy different
Mm-hmm.
SIM tools to the different company, so it all depends.
Mm-hmm.
But we can give you
Mm-hmm.
the use cases for that, that, and also we can do some projects on the real way, the how the
Mm-hmm.
real scenarios is happens, right? The real attack happens, right? Both these use cases I can explain you, and we can do some project on that.
Okay, all right, okay. Okay, I am confident to crack the interview, but I need the skill set. That's it.
Yes,
Skill
yes,
set
of
to
course.
apply.
Yes, of course you will get with the benefit with this.
Okay, all
Yeah.
right, okay.
All
Okay,
right.
thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Yeah. Any other questions from anybody else? If you have it, please feel free to ask me. Is there any questions from anybody else? If you have it, please feel free to ask me. I've been there live for next 2 minutes, right? If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me. So I repeat about the, the offer, what we are doing it, how it can benefit you. So even I would like to take you to the tools. So what are the tools we are covering with this tool, with this training? Okay. Let me see.
Umar Muhammad just joined.
I believe my screen is visible to everyone. Okay. So here you can see that, this is at the list of tool where you can see we have it Splunk, we have IBM QRadar, Rapid7, Wireshark, Azure Sentinel. We're going to see Jira Threat Intelligence. These are the list of tools we are going to cover. And as I said, you the price, actual course price is 3,840 Riyal, but you're going to get paid just 200 Riyal. If you're going to pay this in two breaks, 600 Riyal and 600 Riyal. But we also have an offer. If you want to pay one time, you can save 200 Riyal. That's approximately 1,000 Riyal you have to pay. Just a very basic 23,000 one-time payment if you're doing it. This is how it will be there. Okay. So batch is going to be start mostly for this 10th of July. 10th or 12th July, we are planning to start the batch. Okay. So where
Okay. Say you have that blueprint books.
yes, exactly. We have the complete materials for you to give it.
Okay. It's soft copy or hard?
Soft copy, soft copy. Everything is soft copy. We are virtually doing it. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, yes. One of my consultants. Yes, Usman, you were saying something, Ahad, Abdul Ahad.
Yeah, Umar Muhammad just now he joined.
Yeah, Umar, you have any question? We have done with this webinar, but you can get the recording of this. But if you have anything, please let me know.
Mr. Iftikhar, your this session is going to start in the July, right? 8th
Yeah,
or 9th July.
Yeah, it's a July only. This is a July month only, right? So maybe we are going to start 10th or 12th.
10th of July.
Hello?
Yeah.
Any plan for your next session?
Sorry?
Hello for everyone.
Yes, Umar.
Yes, I'm enjoying now.
Yeah.
I don't have any background about the topic.
Mm-hmm.
Is this topic record?
Yes, the webinar is recorded. You'll get an access to this webinar, Umar. You can go through with that recording, and if you get anything, if you have any doubts, you can connect to us. We can have the dot clarification.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Thank you.
Right. All right. Okay, then. Thank you very much for thank you very much, guys.
Bye.
It's pleasure interacting with you, and my team will be there to reach you and can do the registrations. And once it gets confirmed, we can get started as soon as. All right. So maybe we be getting started on 10th of this. So it's been I'm very excited to get you on board and can discuss more detail about this subject. All right. So till that, take care. Bye, everybody. Thank you. Thank you very much for listening to me.